Good evening. It's somewhat late on a Sunday night. It's Neil Spate, Thurrock News, coming back to you. We've had a very busy day. We've been to 3 remembrance services, and during the day I had word of a young man. He's a young man in front of me. I'm sure he's pleased for me to say that. Not so young, Chris. Chris Jones, who has pitched up in Stamford as almost the last leg of a nationwide walking tour, which he's doing to raise money for good causes. Originated started in Skegness. He's been up around Scotland. He's been all the way down there, done all of the western seaboard, round Wales, down the south coast, and arrived today in Stamford-le-Hope, and has been made really welcome. He stays most nights in a tent. He's actually got a tent. It's just around the corner. You may not be able to see it, but it's pitched up in the garden of the Rising Sun, where he's had a great welcome. I was privileged to be here this afternoon after Stamford's remembrance service, when Chris was introduced to local people. Had a whip round. I think they raised about 260 quid for his good causes, which he's doing. So Chris, just tell us a little bit about your story and what you're actually raising money for.
Okay, so the story is, as you said, it's just a walk around the coastline of the UK. So those that have done it before, they say it's between 6,000 and 7,000 miles. I've walked 5,800 miles there or thereabouts to get to here. So I think about 500-600 miles left to get me back to Skegness, so I'll be back home for Christmas. So it will have been a 2-year process to get right round. Doing it by myself, unsupported. Like you said, I'm wild camping in my tent. I'm visiting all the Masonic lodges that are based on the coast. And Freemasons charity, the MCF, helped me when I had a mental health breakdown back in 2020. So I just thought if I could raise a bit of money to put back in their pot.
Yeah, you spoke a little bit about the problems that you went through. I mean, without going into any great thing, just share a little bit of your experience, if you wouldn't mind.
This is more what it's about. It's about me trying to learn about mental health, because I genuinely did not get it. I had a thriving business. I always thought I had a very strong mind, and I never thought that I would be susceptible to all these problems that you can have with your mental health. And it got me really bad. I ended up in a very, very dark place, mostly because I didn't understand it, and because I didn't understand it, I didn't talk about it. And I didn't ask for any help until it got to a really bad place, like I said. So the thought about walking was, you've got no responsibility, nothing to do but get up and walk every day. So I've been listening to books, listening to podcasts, and I've been educating myself as to what it is in our brains and why it is that we end up in this terrible mess. There'll be a book that I'll write at the end of it, because I think I've got it. I think I understand it now, and I'm in such a better place. Met so many people that have helped me, as you can imagine. It's just been an incredible adventure to meet so many lovely people.
Yeah, and there's a lot more good people out there than bad, aren't they?
100%, of course, 100%.
And the welcome in Thurrock has been...
Yeah, it's just been superb. Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I visited the Masonic Lodge yesterday in Orsett. Is it Orsett?
Yep.
Yeah, and there's been a donation from them, and they fed me, which was lovely. And the people here in the pub have been absolutely...
Sorry, I should say, well, we're in the Rising Sun in Stamford-le-Hope.
Yeah, these guys have been great. So Wayne and his dad, they've just been brilliant. And like I said, they've let me camp here. When I'm wild camping, it's quite stressful when you're wild camping, because you shouldn't be there. So you're almost sleeping with one eye open, because you just don't know who's outside. When you've got permission to be somewhere, I sleep like a lot. So
I'm not surprised after 5,000 miles. Yeah.
So, and again, I'm just like that now. You can see the state of my eyes. No. But it's been a lovely day today, because of course I wanted to be somewhere for the Remembrance Parade. I was in the Royal Engineers, huge allegiance to our armed forces, and I wanted to pay my respect. I didn't want to be out in the middle of nowhere and miss a parade. So.
Yeah, and there was a great welcome today. I mean, this pub is associated with the RBL and service charities, so it was no surprise that you found this. Well, it maybe been a surprise you actually found yourself in the right place at the right time.
Completely by accident. Yeah. It's all that not planning it. Don't plan it. Let it go with the flow. But clearly, I had to do some planning, because I needed to be somewhere, whether it be a parade or at least a church service.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at the amount of people that were here. And
Stamford's a great, thriving community. So, for people who would like to support you or whatever, you've got social media, I imagine?
There's various social media. It's on every social media outlet. It's called Walk the Edge MCF, all one word. So I'm walking the edge of the UK, obviously, and the MCF is the charity. The MCF is the Masonic Charitable Foundation, which is the pot that all Freemasons put their money in.
Yeah.
It's used to help Freemasons, but it gives away tens of millions of pounds every year to so many different charities, and they put a lot of money into mental health support.
Well, just to touch on that, it was really funny you should say this, because yesterday I was at the Orsett service, which is organised by the Chadwell British Legion, but supported very much by the local Masonic Lodge down there. And in Chadwell, we've got a very strong group of Masonic lodges who raise a huge amount of money for I mean, vast amounts of money, and also practical things. A guy called David Barton regularly features as a guest writer on Thurrock Dub News with things that the Masons do. Now, the Masons sometimes get a very bad press. So tell me why the Masons shouldn't get a bad press.
Well, they get a bad press because people don't understand what it's all about. Because, of course, we're classed as being secretive. There are secrets in there, but they're secrets because we want to protect what we're doing for the new people coming into it. It makes it really enjoyable for them. If we just blurted out everything that happens, it wouldn't be exciting for them when they come and join us. It's not a secret society.
I dare say you've heard one or two jokes about rolling up a left leg of your trouser or whatever. I mean, I have no idea.
And this is all true. And there are handshakes, but it's all reference to something. It all means something when you get the story of it.
Right.
But predominantly, it's a bunch of like-minded guys. They want to do some good in the community.
Yeah.
They do a lot of good for each other, which is why it's really good for armed forces to be part of this.
Good, great. Well, I admire what you do, and I admire what. I mean, I'm not connected. I mean, I've been a Rotarian, which is probably as near as I'm ever going to get. But funny enough, as a young man, I was a round tabler, so yeah, I follow that process. But it's great to hear what you're doing. So just to get, again, just to reiterate, if somebody wants to find out about you, where do you go on Facebook?
On Walk the Edge MCF.
Walk the Edge MCF. That's brilliant. I'll put some links on the story that we run on the main website. I'll link them into this as well. So where are you going tomorrow? What's your plan?
I'll wake up. That's always a good start when I wake up. And then I've got to sort myself out here. And then I'll be heading up towards Shoeburyness, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'll just carry on walking around the coast of Essex. I've got a few more meetings lined up. The Freemasons of Essex now know I'm here.
Yeah.
And I've only just got into the province. So there's a few meetings lined up. There's one in Clacton when I get up to the top end there. There's one in... It's a big place just up the coast. You can imagine a meeting.
I'm sure it'll be one of them. Yeah. There's one or two. You know, it could be Ipswich, Colchester, anywhere like that, whatever. Yeah, but well, you're in the best. You're in the best part of the southeast at the moment here in Thurrock. It's a great Thurrock community. I'm really pleased you've stumbled upon it today. I'm really pleased that we've done you proud, and I'm sure everybody who's watching this will join me in wishing you the very, very best. 500 miles to go. Good luck.
Home for Christmas. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Take care.
All the best.